Went back to Belmarsh, sentenced. Was in Belmarsh for around, because I met Yami in there then, because he couldn't believe it when I come back from court. He said, "Fucking hell, Joe." He said, "You've been in court in your civvy clothes and you've come back in an escape suit." He said, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? No one could believe it. Anyway, so I was in Belmarsh, category A, in an E-man suit, and I was known as one game little fucker. Anything what happened on that wing, it was me, to be honest with you. One of my friends from Peckham, South East London, rest in peace now, he's dead. His name's Tony Nix. He's a mixed race guy. He was in there at the time and all. And one of the screws who I'd got familiar with, and started calling me by my first name in the end. But they was leaking information to me, Shaun, who the paedophiles were. So it was a hit list flying about. We called it the hit list. And the screws were telling me who the paedophiles were. One guy come in and he was a paedophile. The screws had told me. I even got a print out of his name, his conviction, his sentence. Like the screw put it underneath my door. Do you know what I mean? Because the screws knew that I was staunch and I wouldn't grass no one up and I wouldn't say where it come from or nothing like that, Shaun. They used to use me as a fucking guinea pig, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Any paedophiles come in, I was contracted out to do these paedophiles.
And what kind of things would allegedly happen to the paedophiles?
Yeah, so allegedly, yeah. Well, I did get pulled in for one. What happened was there was a guy in and he just got 9 years. And he was in for, sorry, he didn't get 9 years. He was on trial. He hadn't been to court. That was right. His name was Neil. Can't say his surname. But
Yeah, no surnames.
His name was Neil, Shaun. So anyway, I got the information from a screw that he'd killed his nan. He held her body in his flat for a week and he put all candles around the outside of her and he was having sex with her when she was dead while he was smoking crack. So his charges were necrophilia, murder, kidnap, false imprisonment, all the fucking lot. Is his nan. His own nan, Shaun. Do you know what I mean? I actually felt obliged to do these people. I thought it was, in the end, I believed it was down to me to do these people because that's justice. Do you know what I mean? I was giving them justice for what they put people through outside.
Convict justice.
Convict justice. Do you know what I mean? So on this one occasion, Shaun, he was the biggest guy. He was a lot bigger than me. But I'd got the information the night before from the screw, and I went up to one of my friends, Tony, and I said, "Look, Tony," I said, "there's a guy in here, he's a right fucking naughty one. He needs really serving up." I said, "Do you mind standing on the door while I go in there and do him?" So I had a tin of tuna in a sock, wrapped up, right? But I had an escapee suit on, and House Block 4 is CCTV to maximum. There's cameras everywhere. You've got high-profile cases in the Shaun. So basically, they see me coming in and out of that cell. Do you know what I mean? From the securities, and they put me under investigation. The police come in and question me, put me down in a segregation unit, allegedly. So what happened was, allegedly, Shaun, is I'd seen him in his cell, and he had his back to me. So I've gone in from behind him. I've gone crash. I've smashed him over the side of the head there, the tin of tuna. He didn't go down. He was a big guy. He didn't go down. So I've run in there and I started smacking him up, started having a fight with him. And to be honest, he was getting better with me, Shaun. He was a big guy. I was like 11 stone and he was probably about 13, 14 stone. Do you know what I mean? He was a lot bigger than me. He was getting the better of me. So my mate on the door, Tony, he see what was happening and I shouted out, "Tone, quick, get in here. Do you know what I mean?" Because he was at the door. And in the end, the guy, the paedophile, was in a neck hold like that. He was laid across the bed like that, and my mate had him in the neck hold like that, and I was just going bang, 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 as far as I could up his kidneys, up his ribs, and I was punching him for about 5 minutes. And as I was hitting him, I remember it every time I was hitting him, it felt like I was hitting a calf or a cow. You know, like a bit of frozen meat. Pole driving him. I must have hit him about 10 times, all around the kidneys. Oh, oh, oh. Every time he was doing that as I was hitting him, I was really smashing him.
Cracked ribs, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, I'd left him on the floor. He had a little cut on the side of his head. Tuna allegedly left him on the floor. He had a little cut on his head, and he went on the floor like a sack of shit. And I come out of there, and I felt so good about it because I knew what charges he was in for.
I've heard of like fucking
killing his nan.
I've heard of rapists of grannies, but not rapists of corpses of grannies. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, killing his fucking nan. Do you know what I mean? Smoking crack round her, laying her out on a fucking table and putting all candles round her and having sex with her. So he had to be. Do you know what I mean?
He had something coming.
Of course, yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it was his own fault, really, for not going in protection. He fancied his chances on normal location. That's what happens.
Yeah.
In his long-term jail. Sorry, but that is what happens. If you're in for a naughty charge in a long-term jail, you're going to get served up. There's no getting away from it.
We had one in our jail who took his chance, and he went to court one day, and then he was headline news on the TV in the day room, and he'd done something to his niece or something.
Fucking naughty.
And he was a cellmate with the head of the Mexican gang.
Oh my God.
So he was so like ashamed of having this guy. The guards do a security walk every 30 minutes.
Patrol.
They waited until the guard did his walk, and I was in the cell next door, and they tortured this guy until the next security walk. And I've never heard anything like it. Like sounds of like a cat getting killed or something, the screams. They kept him alive, and when he came out, he was covered in blood from head to toe. And he managed just to get to the plexiglass door and go like this, and the guards, and he collapsed, and that was it. We never saw him again.
Yeah.
That's in Hard Time, if anyone wants to read that.
I've started reading your book. It's absolutely amazing. Fucking brilliant. I like the bit about the cockroaches when I was coming out of the walls and you couldn't get away from them, Shaun. And it was like that when I was in, what jail was I in? And I was full of cockroaches, Rochester, years ago. I remember waking up early hours in the morning and like hearing rustling of my like cornflakes and Rice Krispies.
Rustling all over the wall.
Yeah, and I used to remember.
We ended up having to try and like collect our toothpaste and then toothpasting all the cracks.
Yeah, it's fucking naughty, isn't it? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So yeah, allegedly, this paedophile got attacked, and I got pulled in for it, Shaun. The schools questioned me. They put me in the segregation unit, and they said, "You're saying you didn't do it, but we've got CCTV of you coming outside of that cell and you going inside that cell and you coming out of that cell smothered in blood. What have you got to say about this?" So, allegedly, I said it wasn't me. I said I heard him screaming when we was on the association that evening. I said, and because I heard him screaming and I didn't know what he was in for, I didn't know who he was, I went in there to make sure he was all right. I said, so I found him on the floor in a pool of blood. I said, so I picked him up and put him on the bed. And that's how I got blood on me. So basically, we got put down the segregation unit for investigation. And we stayed down there for, I think it was a month on good order and discipline. And we got NFA'd for it.